Oma is making, this is called Grünkohl in German, and it's kale in English. And this is part of the typical, Christmas dinner. Here is our green kale. And later on, and this is actually from their garden. She's cutting it because she freezes it when it's in season. And then she takes it out of the freezer and just cuts it in big slices and puts it here with onions and duck fat and oatmeal flakes. Hafer und Zwiebeln, hast du sonst was drin gehabt?
Ja, Fett.
Ja, und sonst aber nichts, ne?
Nur Salz, Pfeffer.
Yeah, salt and pepper. And then this is part of the traditional Christmas, I want to say Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner. But she just said you could eat it any time, but this is part of the traditional duck meal. So now she's cutting in some rosemary to give it some nice flavor. Basically everything she makes here is totally out of their garden, homemade. So she just took the duck out of the oven, and now she's pouring off all of the juice that came out of it. She lets this cool down, and then she spoons the fat off because it has a lot of fat in the juice. And then the sauce is way too fatty. Here's the duck, looking good. She's gonna stick that back in the oven. On the other side so it can get brown. She's chopping onions and putting onions with the duck. And she'll put some carrot pieces in there, some rosemary in there. Was machst du noch, Oma? Möhren, Zwiebeln, Rosmarin, sonst was?
Ja, Rosmarin. Ja. Eigentlich nur
Celery.
Sellerie.
A little bit of celery, but not celery stalks, but celery root. There's an apple in there. Ein Apfel? There's an apple. Two small apples in the duck. And that's all from their garden. Obviously the duck isn't. She buys the duck from her cousin who has a duck farm. I can't remember what this is called in English. Porree or Lauch in German. It's like a really big green onion. Hold on, I'll show it to you over here. They grow this in their garden too. It's like a really big green onion, and she just chops off the top part to put in as flavoring with the duck. And then rosemary. Was Salbei? War das Salbei?
Ja,
and sage. She got some sage from her. She says you don't have to, but it makes the sauce a little bit nicer.
So. Okay.
Okay, now she's pouring the fat off of the sauce very, very carefully.
Ja, da gibt's ja.
She cools it down and uses it for other stuff. But you don't want that much fat in the sauce, otherwise the sauce is just really, really fatty. Wow, look at all that fat. You only get this from, the store-bought ones don't have this much fat, but the ones she buys from a little bit of the fat she pours over the duck again. The ones she buys from her cousins are naturally grown. So they are really fat, juicy ducks. So now Opa is smashing the potatoes. She cooks, I don't know, about 7 potatoes. And because we're making potato balls, and this over here, they used to do this themselves. She does buy this now, but this is raw potatoes that have been shredded and mashed, and all of the starch and water squeezed out of them. So we will mix this hot mashed potatoes in with the raw mashed potatoes, And I will make a video of how we do those, making them into potato balls. So she's mixing the two now.
So.
So she also has a huge pot of cooking water, boiling water here, and she adds some dissolved potato starch and water to it so that the water is already very starchy, so that it doesn't pull this. Yeah. Yeah, so that the potato balls the starch from the potato balls don't leave the potato balls and go into the water. So over here we have some white bread that's been cubed and browned in a little bit of oil. She's mixed all this potato mixture with the potato starch. The water is started boiling again.
Hast du klein gestellt?
Nein. Soll ich es komplett hoch?
Ja, kochen hilft nicht.
Doch?
Ja?
Also ein bisschen? Achso, hat wieder aufgehört?
Ja.
Das ist komisch.
So. Also.
So she gets one amount in her hand. Puts a few cubes in.
Ein bisschen Wasser brauchen wir. Naja, nachher.
So, da hast du schon was drin. So now she's got the duck. Oh, I'm losing my English. Pot up on the eye. She's got gas, and this is to make the sauce. She boils it or lets it fry here for a minute in the duck fat, and then she takes it all out. I get to eat the carrots. Yummy. Look how orange those carrots are. Oh my goodness. So good. The flavor is just amazing. So now she's letting the onions caramelize a little bit. The duck fat.
And then you people.
And then she takes them out.
Oh, jetzt kocht's da. Hey. Bisschen Tomaten.
That's a little bit of tomato paste.
Bisschen Zucker.
A little bit of sugar.
Rühren.
Stir. she lets that get nice and brown. And she makes the rest of the duck juice stock in there. She puts some water in with the onions that she's taken out to get all of the juice off of them, or a lot of it off. And pours that into the sauce. I wish you could smell what I can smell right now.
Nochmal nachgießen.
So this is the fat that she had poured out before. She had it outside on the windowsill, and it's so cold today that it's totally hardened. And now she can pour any juice that she poured out with it out. Absolutely amazing. She's chopped a little bit of the cooked carrot into here just for flavor. She'll strain that out in a bit. So now she's put it on the stove in a small pot. Poured it all into a small pot to boil.
Das ist nicht professionell hier.
Das ist auch egal. Denkst du, die wissen, wie man einen Ente schneidet? She's saying she's not a professional duck cutter. And I said, nobody is going to know the difference.
Was ist denn jetzt das machen? Sehen, ich finde nicht hier oben. So. Nicht, dass dein Papa da.
Hunger kriegt, wa?
Ja.
Saying my dad's gonna get hungry watching this. She feels bad.
Oh, das ist ein bisschen viel. Das ist was abschneiden. Kann man ja da auch noch teilen. So, die ist ein bisschen kleiner. Jetzt musst du hören hier.
You know if the others heard me? Were they coming?
Should I get that?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Wenn das, dann kann ich die Brust hochlegen und dann.
Jetzt sind wir da. Ich hatte wirklich Hunger. Wir mussten nur halt die runterziehen. Weil man konnte gar nicht anhalten. Und das duftet.